Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cutting Stems with myself,
Hello.
Rhea, Trent, Kelly. The four squares are filled.
Woo!
It's home. It's hometowns. Energy is high through the roof, right, Rhea?
Through the roof, guys. Listen, I'll be up front with the Cutting Stems fans. There was a tiff in the office today. There was a tiff. There was a tat, and I was being bratty, and we had a discussion, and I came to my senses. As we know, as you know, I am not as dedicated of a viewer as these three. And I did not want to bring down the group each week being like, this show, this show, this show. And so I was like, just kick me off the show. And we were all yelling at each other. And
I said, fine.
know,
I said, I've had it.
and,
I said, I can't hear
and,
this anymore. You're off the fucking show. You're off. And we
then
all
they
said,
said,
we all
"You're off
told
the
her she was
show."
off the show.
Rhea
She came
asked
crawling
everyone,
back.
and Trent finally said, "No, forget it." And I was like, "Oh!"
And
So
then
this is the week that I was
at
like,
one point,
you're off the show.
at one point, I just remember saying, me and Kelly were like, "You're kicked off the show," and then me and Kelly were like, "This is gonna make her want to be on the show so much more that she's gonna be here tonight."
You guys
100%.
know I like to feel wanted. And and I'm a little needy. But my point being was I just want to make it clear that each week, so that we can get past this, this is like open therapy. We're gonna talk about the show. We're gonna dive in. I'm ready. But each week I sit here and I'm listening to you guys, but sometimes my blank facial expression looks like I'm mad or like something, right? It's just that I have a resting bitch face, and it's just that I don't have that strong of an opinion like you guys do. So I let you guys do the discussing of the show, and when I feel like I have something to add, I chime in. But people are like, because I'm very talkative elsewhere, people are like, Rhea's so mad. Like, what's wrong with Rhea? Like, she's so mad. And I'm like, I'm not mad. I don't have that strong of an opinion. And so I was like, where's my place on this show? Am I better off not doing it? Like, am I just better off saying goodbye? And then Noah in the studio today was like, you won't have any interactions with Trent anymore. And that's where it hit. And I was like, oh my God, what would I do without Trent? And it wasn't just that. Then I was like, you know what? Just you don't have to have a very strong opinion. Okay, you could just be there for moral support.
This is a show of supporting characters. We all have each other's backs because there's four of us. Nobody is the strongest. We're supporting characters.
So everybody know I'm a minor player. These three, they got it. They got it with this show. I'm here for moral support. I'm here for the YouTube chat. I like talking to them. I like talking to the YouTube chat. So just know I'm here in support of you guys tonight. And I went for a long, people don't know how deep this went. I went for a long walk in the middle of the workday, a 30-minute walk.
You did go for a walk. I saw you put your coat on and say, I'm going for a walk.
And for 30 minutes, I walked around New York City pondering, do I continue to do Cutting Stems? Like, that's how Easter was. Yeah. And, when we're back in the office, the camaraderie, I like hanging out. It was everything combined. So just know going forward, I'm here for moral support. And if I am lacking in talking, I am not angry. I am not mad. I am not upset. I just may not really have that strong of an opinion.
You're just at peace. She's at peace, people.
I'm happy to be here. I watched the whole show tonight, and I liked that from us today. I liked that little tiff that we had, the four of us in the office.
We only kicked you off because we knew you wanted to get kicked off.
I didn't quit.
I've been begging for weeks.
We're not going to beg you to come on anymore. You have to tell us that you want to come on.
I quit momentarily. I did not get fired. and now we're all back.
Trent and I were changing the narrative on that. Trent and I actually fired you.
Yeah. We needed that as a group, I felt. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah. It was a little poke in the ass for the rest of the season. You know, things are starting to slow down. There's only a few weeks left. Just really getting all of us fired up to finish the season with hometowns and the
people
drama.
in the office must have been like, "What the fuck are these four yelling at each other for?"
They were. There was like silent.
Everyone was sneaky staring at us because I literally was like, "You're off the show. You're off the show."
We were like, we're not going to beg you. You're fired.
And then
Chris Clemmer was probably like, oh my God, Chicks in the Office is over.
Right. And I heard we were talking in our studio at one point. It's me and Noah, and we were talking about making a video, like being like, the love of the game's not there anymore. Like I'm off the show. And I saw people like walking by being like, what? Like they thought something was happening, but we're good. Kelly, she gave me a hug after she ignored me for a minute. We're good. We're back. We're ready to talk about the show. Big night, hometown night, guys.
Here it is.
Hometown night. Hometown night. Honestly, Devin made a good point in our Cutting Stems text chat. She was like, the recap of the dates, talking to fucking Sean Lowe for the 9 millionth time, like easily, like could have been the whole episode. Everybody had a good hometown. We'll go through them, but like everybody had a good hometown. Gabby had a great hometown in Vermont. They're drinking maple syrup. Her dad's crying. Her family like was all for it. I don't have a single complaint about Gabby's hometown besides Zach liking the bad maple syrup over the good maple syrup.
I'm with Zach on that because I also like bad maple syrup. The other day I was in the Dwayne Reed and I took a picture because my heel broke, which like I've never had happen in real life where your like heel breaks off your shoe. And so I picked it up, I'm holding it in my hand. I was also buying fake shitty syrup at that time for my little mini pancakes I eat in the morning. And I got 1,000 people being like, great, oh, cool, bottle of sugar, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, sorry, bitch, that's just the syrup that I like. So I'm Team Zach on that one.
Isn't all syrup just bottles of sugar?
Pretty much.
I know that there's like, if you pull it right out of the tree, I'm sure it's healthier in a way, but like, I know that my body is far more used to just the high fructose corn syrup.
Same. And that's what Gabby was going off. She was like, ugh, high fructose corn syrup, disgusting, you know? And I was like, girl.
I've never been able to tell the difference between syrups, and there are syrup snobs out there that are like, oh no, you need the one in the glass bottle and not the plastic one. All syrup tastes the same.
Yep.
When they're put on something like pancakes.
Kelly, I wasn't really sure where you were going at the beginning of that story when you were like, my heel broke. I was like, and you were buying, was syrup going to fix your heel?
The picture is me with the heel. The picture is me with the heel, and I'm holding up, and I'm also cradling the syrup in my hand so I can take a photo.
I gotcha.
There's nothing worse than people looking at a picture that you put up and just focusing on the thing that isn't the thing that you want them to focus on. They're like,
you see it?
Oh yeah.
Like, why? You know?
You were going with old reliable, what everybody's
That's the
buying.
classic syrup.
Exactly. So
it's
literally, we could fly through these. Gabby's had no problem. Exactly. Gabby had a great hometown. Ariel, it was a good hometown. I'm not gonna lie. By the end of this episode, I kind of thought Ariel was maybe gonna go home, only because of the hometown. You know, they're in New York City. Got to walk around. It's always, I don't know why, like New York City feels foreign to this show. Like something about them walking around Washington Square Park like freaked me out. I was like, oh no, you're not supposed to be there.
Yes, I felt the exact same when they went into the speakeasy that I was just at 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I don't like that. I was like, I need to know what the fuck is going on. It's bizarre. It makes it seem like a different place, like you said.
I think it's a very LA show. I feel the show is like it's Los Angeles. Like you see the mansion, you see all that. New York, it does feel strange, even though we all live there or live there at some point. It seems odd when the show is there.
I like that she said it was a major part of her personality. Agreed.
She's
like,
definitely
from here, but like it's a huge part of my life. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Definitely a New York girly. There had to be one sibling out of all of these hometowns that was going to give Zach a hard time. And it was Ariel's brother, who, super fair, was just like, this, I'm skeptical about this whole thing. Asking him when her birthday is. Hilarious question. Absolutely hilarious question.
Hilarious.
What's her middle name? Hilarious question. The best question was when he was like, why should she pick you? He couldn't give one fucking answer about one thing that's good about him.
That was so
he gave a terrible answer. That was so uncomfortable.
It was like, and that to me was like, it's not even that he doesn't have confidence, because I know he has confidence in himself, and he doesn't really come across cocky ever. So he could have given a good answer to that, but like just drawing a total fucking blank and being like, I don't know, I'm here and I can cook. Like that's how that came across. It sounded ridiculous.
I have a good heart.
I think at some point it needs to get physical between a contestant's brother and the Bachelor. Just like, because it's always, there's always the promo that they cut where like, oh, this dad is going to be real hard on you, or this brother is going to be really hard on you. I think at some point the Bachelor needs to get beat up just so they know, like future Bachelors know that it's possible.
Or even just like a good like poke. Like
yeah.
Take care of my sister, bucko.
Yeah. The 3 fingers, the 2 or 3 fingers, the extra. Like,
puff his chest up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, all right, you guys are right. Maybe not like a physical altercation, but just like in their face, like, you better not.
What about like a little slap? Like nothing like too crazy, but a nice little to the
maybe
face.
Maybe a little slap and like in a way where it's like, I trust you, like in the mob, like I trust you.
Yeah.
Like,
they hit him just a little hard.
Nice
like a little too hard.
Ouch. Okay, I know you could I see your strength. You've given me.
If I took away anything from this episode was that not that I have to and not that I will, I don't want to introduce Zach to my parents.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
He's not great with parents, huh?
It's like he's giving nothing. Like my dad would be like, he'd be like, no personality.
Same. My parents would say the exact same. They'd be like, bit of a wet blanket is what they would say.
Is he funny?
No. Check his pulse. They say check his pulse.
Right, like he is, and I tweeted this, he's good at talking to the contestants, the women that are there, but then when he gets outside of that, he's kind of lost. Like, he doesn't seem like a real person to me. My main takeaway from this episode was that I like the women far more than I like Zach. Zach seems a little empty to me.
Yes, agreed. I think I tweeted back at you about that trend, saying that he can't control people outside of the Bachelor. I that was like kind of a joke, but I do kind of think that. Like I think that it
feels a little robotic from him now too.
Yeah, and he likes having this like upper hand of, I mean, clearly I can only deduce that from the fact that the minute the girls kind of question the situation, he sends them home. But he likes having that kind of control, being like, all right, well, you're all here for me, so I can just do whatever I want. And if you don't like it, you're going home. But when he's meeting these families and people have to like him, it's like he doesn't know how to make people like him without the obligation of liking him on a show.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does make sense. Charity has an absolutely beautiful family. Just want to hang out with them. Her brother was great. Her parents, like she's just this spinning image of her mom.
Yes.
It's like just great conversations all around. They were so sweet. I really thought that maybe that because that hometown like went so well, that maybe it was gonna save Charity. It didn't, but I kind of thought it would. Do you guys have any commentary on Charity's hometown? I feel like it went so well, but she still went home anyway.
I thought it was wonderful. To be honest, though, like I am surprised that he didn't send home Ariel over Charity just because the family experience was so different. And I feel like he has an equal connection with both those girls at this point, honestly. But Charity's family on their own is so wonderful. That conversation she had with her dad about how he's just like so happy to see her happy and how they were worried about her, whatever. Obviously, I'm tearing up over here. Like, loved it. I love that at the beginning of this new season was saying like, I hope we cry a lot on this Bachelor in like a non-ironic way. I've cried almost every episode. Like they're really bringing out these like good people and like pulling at these heartstrings and just trying to like, I don't know. There's a lot more humanity on the show with these families and these girls than usual, I feel. Which is nice.
There's really not much like I
Yeah,
said.
it just went so
There's
well. I
not
don't
a
know.
single thing. There was really not a thing to critique for that.
Yeah.
Katie went last, and I don't know what it is about either like going last for the hometowns or just like the narrative that we are getting around Katie right now. They're either going to fucking crush her by the amount of times that she said, like, I have been let down by every man in my life. She said so many times. And I was just like, oh my God, if this girl isn't picked, like, this is going to be just terrible to watch. And on top of that, like, they're in Austin. That's, Zach's from Austin. And sometimes I just feel like producers get to pick and choose, like, when it's like, oh, Katie will actually send you to your real home where you live. I'm allegedly, maybe that wasn't where she really lives, but if that was her real home, like, it's like, oh, you meet Ariel's family in a restaurant in Brooklyn, but like here's Katie's like full blown, like actually where she lives. Not that both aren't nice. It just feels
for a few weeks.
Yeah, I think she just moved there.
Where's she from?
I don't know what. She's Canadian.
Yeah, Canada.
But I don't know if she moved like from Canada to Austin.
Yeah.
She's a fairly new resident of Austin. I just think it's interesting when certain contestants get to like bring the Bachelor actually more into their real life. Because he's also like, he spends time in Austin. So it's like, oh, Zach, this is actually more of a glimpse of what life is. Makes it a little bit more possible. Like the possibility of the relationship. It seems more plausible when you're actually doing those things together.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was a major advantage for her. I think, I mean, I was on the show last week saying that I thought that they were friends, like friend zone, like very like friendly, whatever. I didn't really see that spark, romance, whatever. My mind is completely changed, and I think she runs away with this whole fucking thing. Like, I can't believe, but I really do think it has a lot to do with the fact that he went to Austin. I think that them doing normal things, like Zach is not a complicated guy, and I think that we figured that out. He is a simple man, and he just wants a couple of things, and he wants like a wife that loves him and will like dote over him, and that's what he wants, clearly. And I think that going to the town he already lives in, doing normal stuff, hanging out, making dinner, meeting her lovely family, and, her really supportive mother who's like, protective over her daughter, but also like open for this new like life and open to this experience and whatever. I think I'm sorry, there must be like some fucking shit going on outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's so loud. I can't even hear myself. But whatever. Yeah. I think it was a major leg up. And I think that.
No, I think so too.
She opened up a lot too. Like, I feel like this is the first time that I've been like, oh, okay, Katie, you're here. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I've been sleeping on her or something, but she showed a different side that I didn't think that she had. And I think she's running away with it.
I'd be stunned if she didn't win.
Yeah,
Same.
Me too.
Yeah, the way that her edit went, it would be incredibly sad. And then it would be like, all right, she has to be the Bachelorette, but I don't
exactly.
think
it's either win or Bachelorette. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
agreed.
Definitely. And Zach just seemed like positively glowing when she said she was falling for him. He gave this big smile that I was like, we have not seen that smile before. He was like kind of like goofy smile. So I was like, okay, this
and when they like put the flowers in her apartment, he was like, it looked very coupley, and I was like, that's when I thought like, man, it really is fucked up that like they act like a couple with each person. Like, I can understand why it's so emotional.
I know.
I think
those
about that.
are so tender. Like, that's like such a tender moment. Like, you come home, you put flowers in a vase, like in your own house you live in for real. Like, I don't know.
It's also, I think about it too. It's always this week where obviously that's the show where they're dating a bunch of people, but like when they have to say it to the parents of the people, it's like, fuck. And then when Charity goes home, it's even worse. It feels like a violation. Like he was just there being like, oh my gosh, I could definitely see a future with her. Her family was so great. And then he's like, see ya.
Right. And you know that he has one that he likes the most. You have to.
You have to.
Just biology. You have to know that you like one better than the rest of them.
Or at least two.
Yeah.
In a group of 4, like
You
in a
rank
group of
them.
4, he's
You
got to
rank
like
them in
see
your
the
head,
most,
for
and then he
sure.
likes. There's one that he puts above everyone else.
Yeah. They're ranked.
Yeah, there's
that's what our good friend Sean Lowe was saying. He was saying like after the hometown dates, he was like trying to decide, and he was like, "Oh, I had the most fun with Catherine," and that's what he knew. That's definitely going through Zach's head, and he has to be like, "Oh, I got to go on these other dates." That's what makes the fantasy suite so crazy. If they have sex, Zach claims that he's not going to have sex, but it's like, do you have? If you know who you're going to pick, if you know who you're going to pick, you still have sex with the other girls. Like that's fucking wild,
right? That's just like free sex, you know?
Yeah, he's like, I might as well get it in while I can.
Yeah, exactly.
There is going to be
an excuse.
I mean, I'll be honest in that situation. Like if I'm a contestant, I would like to think probably I wouldn't be like this. But if you're a contestant in that situation, I feel like best case scenario is really for the Bachelor to just have sex with everybody. Not just like not to worry about like, oh, he did with this girl and not me, or me but not like with me but not that girl. Like just all even playing fields. We all have sex.
Just be a guy. Just be a guy one time and just have sex with everyone.
And then you can decide who you like after having sex.
I think that's a very modern
test drive
and great
all the
opinion.
cars. Test drive all the cars, and then you pick your model.
It does. You're right. It does get weird if the guy's like. Then it's like, why did he have sex with her and not with like that is
right.
I think you
just
like,
go straight. You also he was more horny with her and not her.
Right.
It makes you start thinking more.
And then you're like, oh my god, he's not sexually attracted to me.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he had sex with all of them. Like he just wanted to try it with everybody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of them, like you could go the route of doing nobody, but then also like that clearly doesn't happen either. So
that's its own risk. Then you risk like what if it's weird? You know what I mean? Like what if some shit is not right? Like you never know.
Get out there, pal.
And then like all of a sudden you got a ring on your finger. You don't know what he's working with.
You know what's going on? Yeah, you can't have that. No. Can't have that.
No ring on the finger until you see the package. I'm sorry, Maddie.
This isn't the Lord Savior's Bachelor. This isn't the Lord's Bachelor.
Cover your ears, Maddie. Because we're saying you got to see that dick.
Yeah,
it's facts. It's facts. I'm sorry. It's just facts.
No, I agree.
I think if I were the Bachelor or Bachelorette, I'd have sex with everyone. I think it's like why not?
You can mark me down for that, I guess, as well. If that's if we got to put it in the head, I guess.
Really yes, and if I don't, but because I know that if I am the Bachelor, if I'm the Bachelorette, and there's someone I don't have sex with, I should have just sent them home. Like, that's just like, why are you even still here? Like, I'm not down to have just like one singular tender night. Like, I'm not picking you if we're just having we're cuddling.
And you don't want to be the girl that's picked. You don't want to be the girl that's picked that he doesn't have sex with, but he has sex with one of the other ones. You're like,
yeah, exactly. Forget it.
Yeah. Like, oh, you cherish me too much? No.
Yeah. No.
No. How dare you? Like, how dare you?
Don't.
That's almost disrespectful.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There's
somebody
somebody
we can probably go into questions if you want, Rhea.
Well, we could go into questions with this. This wasn't really a question, but it's something that I thought was a good point that somebody brought up. They said, did you notice how he didn't ask any of the family if he could propose?
Oh, I didn't notice that, but I think that that's smart. I always thought that was like kind of awkward because
I didn't notice that. That's a good move. Yeah. I actually don't like when the Bachelor does that. It creeps me out.
It's weird
because it just feels like inappropriate. It feels inappropriate. Like it's smarter to not do it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then like I think they'll let you make a phone call. Probably not, but
yeah, I think they find that to be understandable. This is an interesting point to the sex conversation. Someone said, my only thing is you're getting engaged within a week of fantasy suites. So in the real world, you don't sleep around the week before you get engaged because you go, I'm about to get engaged. But that's the real world. We're not talking about the real world.
Yeah, but if we're talking real world, You're also
And you
probably
really-
having sex before you're getting engaged.
In the real
Right.
world, you're not picking from 4 different women to decide which
No.
one you're going to get engaged to. You've probably been dating that person for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
So-
really the one place in society that we have decided that you can have sex with multiple people leading up to your engagement, and it's completely
Yeah.
fine. So it's
And
like
everyone should be okay. And everyone should be okay with it, even though they never. The preview, I felt bad. It looks like Gabby was having some kind of meltdown. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know
I feel like-
who.
I feel like it's like if the only way that if people are abiding by that law, it's like it's the week before you propose to the person you should be having sex, whatever. Then like, yeah, he should plan to have sex with nobody, and if he has sex with one person, then that is the winner. That's it. Then you can move on. You know what I mean? Like you can't just like keep dating. Like that's it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would think
yeah,
that that's how
yeah.
it would go, but who knows?
I also
Yeah.
don't like. I think we've talked about this, but I want to know if they did it or not. They always do the like clothes on the
birds and
floor,
bees.
feeding each other
Yeah, yeah.
fruit in the morning. It's like just hit a bell, boom, yes or no,
Yep.
bang.
The birds
Like,
and the bees. The birds and the bees
Yeah.
always they always put the bees on the flowers and stuff. I'm excited for that. It's
the
fun.
fireworks going off, like we get it. I get that it's like not as heavy handed, but I want it to
Yeah.
be boom, buzzer, yes, no. That's just what I
The
want it to be.
volcano.
Volcano,
Mhm.
another good one.
Mhm.
What else we got?
Do you guys think Sean is getting paid for these appearances, and how much?
He has to. I hope he is. He's been on
I
this
hope
show
so,
way
too.
too much. I'm hoping that he maybe signed an agreement at the beginning of the season to make like 5 appearances
Definitely.
scattered
For like
across
100
the
grand.
season.
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Oh, definitely not that much. I think that's like, I think that's
Really?
like, yeah. I think the Bachelor like makes 100 grand.
Really?
Yeah,
I was thinking Sean got like 2K at most.
yeah. I was
Really?
thinking 10.
Wow. My idea is so warped then. I thought
Those
for sure
sponsorship
like
dollars, there's got to be more than that. There's got to be more to go around. I mean, I didn't exactly get paid out when I was a luggage guy, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
No,
But
for
it-
him, I don't know. It just feels like it's been so long, and Sean just feels so far removed from this show that he
Yeah.
just like pops onto the screen. I'm like, oh, like I kind of wasn't paying attention. I looked up and I was like, oh, who's Zach talking to? What? Like I'm like, when did Sean
Yeah.
get back here?
Oh,
It's
no.
just like his like fairy god brother, like for the
Exactly.
fucking Bachelor. I
wonder if I wonder how many people still know.
like, do you
like,
think
Sean
Jesse
haven't
like
seen.
you think they're like, God, Jesse Palmer's so bad to talk to, like for advice, that we just got to bring in somebody else? Because normally Chris
Yes.
Harrison would just do that job.
You
I
would
know.
think Jesse Palmer's not even a part of this show. I forgot.
Jesse Palmer just sometimes his one-liners though kill me. Like when he just says like, what did he say? Crap. He
he's
said
like,
something coming out to that made me laugh.
he's always like a couple beats away from, like, he never left the locker room. He's one of those where
Yeah.
he just wants to pat Zach on the butt when he walks away. Like, all right, go get him, pal. Like, it's
Oh, I remember. He was talking to, who was he talking to? He's talking to one of the girls about telling Zach that she loved him or like was falling for him. She's like, oh, look, I didn't. And he was like, why didn't you tell him? But just like the way he's like, oh, why didn't you tell him? It was just like the way he said it was like, okay, what? It's just made me
Like, what are we
laugh.
doing here? Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Besides Sean, what other contestant or bachelor do you think would have given him good advice?
Who's left? That's
I know.
still
I mean,
like
fucking bring out Ari, I guess, huh?
I
Like,
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a fucking weirdo. I mean, like beyond.
he
He's
is, but
or I
as
would
far
kind of be
as
like, you propose to one, and if you change your mind, take it back.
totally
Yeah.
fine.
And
dude.
It'll be
It
like,
worked
just-
out for him though.
exactly.
Yeah.
It worked out for him. Yeah, it did. It did. But
But there's
Sounds
no way
good.
there's no way that would keep working. Like,
no, it wouldn't. He just
Although
never
I
should
guess
have
every-
done stuff in the first place.
I guess every time it has been done, it has worked.
And
Not with
Jason
some-
did that.
Jason and Molly, I guess. Jason and Molly.
Jason did that. That worked.
Who else
well,
did it?
he
You
and-
work with It kind of
Pete,
did
it
work
did
with
not
Pete.
work with Pete.
Kind
No,
of.
no, because Pete ended up with Maddie. Pete left Hannah for Maddie.
I think if you eventually
And then
land on
Kelly,
someone that
and
was
then
part of your
Kelly was an afterthought.
no. But I think if you eventually land with a contestant
someone
that
from your
was on your
season.
season, I think it counts. Doesn't matter how many times you move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he ends up with
Yeah,
Hannah,
I hate that.
Pilot Pete was clearly a sex fiend, and Maddie is clearly not. So that was never. And Barb,
you never know. Now she's like praying for blowjobs every day. So
yeah, I don't know, but I think Barb was very clear. Like, my son has needs, and you're not going to fulfill them.
every time that was weird. Barb, what a legend. Every time Pete and Kelly pop up on my Instagram, I cannot believe it. It's like I'm seeing a post from 5 years ago. It's really something. It's really something.
It does. It gets you every time. All right, let's cut some stems. Give out some roses for our hometown. I feel like Rhea's hand went up before the screen even changed.
Oh wow!
And it's back up. Yeah,
she's got opinions.
I saw like a blur across the screen, like before the
slow-mo.
Oh, Rhea, go ahead. Go first.
I want to cut the Sean Lowe conversation.
Yeah.
Just want to get ahead of it.
Deservedly so.
Really want to cut that. I just really could have done without that. I want it to stop happening. I don't like it. And I'm going to give my rose to Katie's mom because I felt like she was quite supportive, but also raised the right concerns, but was like, wow, like that's a good mom right there. You know what I mean? Like she knows her daughter. She knows what her daughter's been through. I'm going to give my rose to Katie's mom.
It's very
That's
sweet.
a really sweet rose.
I've got mine.
You want to go next? Okay, go ahead.
Ooh,
I'm going to give my rose to Gabby's dad. Really just
Sweet,
unlike
man.
anyone we've seen on this show. Usually you have the tough dad who's like, are you going to do right by my daughter? And Gabby's dad was
across
like,
the board, good dads.
Great dads. But Gabby's dad in particular was like, he thinks they've been together like too long and aren't engaged already. Like he's like he believes in love at first like millisecond. He's like, as soon as you see them, marry them. And I thought that was just a fantastic switch on what we normally see. He was so sweet. It was really something. And then I'm gonna cut Zach's rose just because I don't know.
Fine.
I don't know. I just don't know about him. I've gone back and forth with him more than any Bachelor. Usually I know if I'm going to like them or if I'm going to hate them. Most of the time he's good, but then when a girl will be like, oh, I'm a little nervous, I don't feel like I'm into it, he cuts them loose. I don't know. He's got a weird side to him that we don't see completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with that.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Okay. I was going to stem cut Zach just because I thought he was shitty with all the parents pretty much, except for Katie's. But that's just, you pretty much covered it, Trent. I'm going to give my rose to Charity's dad because I loved that sweet outside conversation. Like I said before, I referenced it earlier, just where he was just like, you've been through a lot and we've seen it and we felt bad and we're just happy you're doing okay and whatever. And doesn't give a fuck, just cares about how she is. And I love that. And I'm going to cut the stem of Ariel's family. I thought that they were just a little harsh.
Ariel's dad doesn't deserve that.
Well, I guess, all right, then I'll do her brother then. How about her brother?
Yes. Thank you.
I'll cut him while Ariel's brother is my official cut. While it was funny, the questions that he asked, whatever, Zach clearly is like within 2 seconds, you can understand that he's not like the like jokester kind of guy. And he's not really going to get it. He's not really going to laugh with your like, I'm busting your balls. We're hanging out, whatever. Like you got to read the room on that. And if your sister is telling you like, hey, be nice to this guy. I really like him, whatever. She already had to preface it with like, my brother's threatened to beat up boyfriends before. It's like, everyone hates that shit. Like everyone's like, in theory, yes, I want my family to beat someone's ass on my behalf for sure. But nobody wants to like go into a situation and have like, your brother might beat my ass at this restaurant. Like, it's just a little much. And I think
brothers like that Brothers
too
like that
macho.
are way too much. My brother would have sold me on the corner to whatever guy wants to pick up. Like my brother's like, I'll meet anybody and whoever. Like, and my brother's like a big tough guy. He's like, whatever, who cares?
Yeah. It's just like relax.
Obviously, if somebody did something wrong to me, he would be upset. But like, you don't just be mean to somebody right away when you don't know anything about them.
And if you are going to be mean to them, just beat them up. I want to see if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is.
Right, it's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk. A lot of these tough brothers.
Talk, no action.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's right. Fran?
You know what? It's only fair that I give my rose to Ariel's dad. And I thought he was very sweet. He actually reminds me of one of my friend's fathers. Very similar. But like where it's just you feel like they have that stern exterior, but then when you saw him talking with just Ariel, he was like kind of got emotional and was like, you know, you're a strong woman and I trust you, and like that was just, it was very sweet, and they are clearly a family unit, and I really liked him. My cut is hard because I feel like you guys really hit all the big ones. And I don't really have too many complaints
What about the mustard
about
on pancakes?
anything that I saw. What'd you say, Maria?
Mustard on pancakes?
Ew.
Mustard on pancakes?
Did somebody put mustard on pancakes?
The chat's been talking about it nonstop.
What?
Oh,
Did I miss
actually
that?
don't know that. I don't know either. I just thought you were.
Zach put mustard on his pancakes.
That's fucking insane. What?
On his date with,
Right.
on his date with Gabby?
Confirm that Zach put mustard on his pancakes, chat, because I don't know if you guys are fucking
Are
with
they
me.
making
but
this up?
No, I've been seeing it all. I've been seeing it all night. Oh, it was in the.
There's no
closing credits.
way all four of us would have missed mustard on pancakes.
It was in his what?
It was in the closing credits. People said Zach put yellow mustard on his pancakes. It was the end card. We missed it. They're disgusted by it. They've been talking about it. Oh, he got it from his grandma.
Well, that's sweet, but he needs to be arrested. They both do.
Agreed. Unfortunately, he ended even beyond the
okay,
grade.
so yeah, we missed that one getting ready for cutting stems.
Okay. Somebody said they talked about it. He didn't actually do it.
Okay.
But he said that he does. He said that he puts mustard on his pancakes.
That's weird as fuck.
See, now I'm trying to think about that, right? Because I'm thinking of like a corn dog. Now, of course, it doesn't have the dog exterior, the dog interior, but there's perhaps a time when you get a little mustard and just like a little more from the corn dog. That's not bad.
What's happening right now is blasphemy.
I'm just saying you dip a corn dog in mustard.
It's not the same kind of batter, though. It's not really
different than a pancake.
Right. It's not pancake batter. It's like different kind of batter. And so it's not the same.
It feels like a pancake.
I know what you mean, but no, it's like imagine putting mustard on like crepe.
One's corn, one's flour.
That would make sense.
Do you guys ever put cheese on?
They're yelling. No, friend. No.
I just thought I would play devil's advocate for a second.
Gabby has never tried ranch dressing or mustard.
Gabby's never tried ranch dressing. That's a stunner.
Okay, so I'll just stem cut everyone's condiment habits on this show. Like, what are we doing here?
I like
Good
it.
one. Because that's insane. All that's insane.
Like, are serious condiment mistakes.
Yeah.
If I had a second rose to give, which I don't because we don't do that on the show, I would give it to Ariel. She's the best.
She is.
I love her. I love her
too.
Yeah. She's amazing.
She's great.
I was saying, like, I want to be her real life friend. I think I want to date her. Like, I just love her. I'll take that family. I'll walk around the West Village.
Let's try that out. You should honestly try that out.
I'll see what's up. I'll call her out. I'll be like, oh, hey, girl, listen, Zach didn't work out. I love the West Village. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We should hang out and just see what happens.
Yeah, you're like, let's go have pastrami sandwiches and
do all my favorite things.
Walk around. Yeah.
Is there any chance that she wins? Is there any chance
I
she
don't think
wins?
so.
Okay.
I don't think at this point.
My last final thought was tomorrow is the Women Tell All, which we are not covering because Rhea and I have much more important things to do. Go to the Jonas Brothers show. And they showed Jesse Palmer like walking into someone's studio, which I'm guessing is a Bachelorette announcement, would be my guess. But if that was the case, then it would have to be a girl that's not in the final 3.
I think it's Charity.
People think it's Charity.
People think it's Charity.
Rumors are swirling that it's Charity.
Wait. Didn't they once announce
Which
someone...
I feel like they would probably have been better.
They did. Rachel Lindsay, Trent.
I don't think the heartbreak
Rachel
was that strong with Charity. And I think they could have benefited if it is Charity. I don't know. But like, say Katie or Ariel gets their heart broke. Like, I feel like the heartbreak wasn't that strong with Charity.
Yeah.
Where you're not like, of course you're rooting for Charity, but you're not like so emotionally tied to what her and Zach had. I also, somebody wrote this, like when Zach said, like, I just, I can't give you the love that you deserve. Just say you don't like them that much. Say you like the other one.
Totally.
Stop saying that nonsense. Just
I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I wanted to stem from.
My feelings for you are not as strong as my feelings for the other women here. And that's that. Don't give me the, I can't give you the love you deserve crap. You can't give me the love that I deserve because you don't love me. You don't love me. Just you don't love me.
Just be straight. Straight with me.
Yeah, it's the classic, like, it's not that you can't.
And apparently
it's you
said it multiple times.
Because yeah. That is a classic cop-out. I feel like they use that line on this show all the time. And I felt bad for her because in the car, she's like, what does that even mean? It's just like, all it means is that he likes the other girls more than you. Stop
trying to make it sense.
That's what that means.
Here. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't be cute with it. Just say you don't like me. That's better. Because then she's in the car going, what love do I deserve? Like, you don't need to have someone thinking that.
I'm not going to waste time crying over this guy. He just told me he doesn't like me. All right, peace.
Yeah. That'll fuel your, I don't care about him.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, I think that wraps it up. Like I said, the Women Tell All is tomorrow, which I'll be honest, I think as a group, the Women Tell All has really just like lost a lot of interest for me. I'll watch it at a later date before next week, but the Women Tell All has become like a must watch without commercials. Just really fast forward through that thing quick. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have a new Bachelorette announcement at the end of the night, but we will not have Cutting Stems. We'll be back next Monday for Cutting Stems when we see what the hell goes down in Fantasy Suites. So that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
I was so happy to be here with you guys.